Good morning and welcome to the Better Thyself segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We want to enjoy life. Can you show me a single individual in the world who doesn't want to enjoy life? And yet, we don't do so. We don't do so because of our inhibitions. We do not enjoy life because we have chained ourselves. And some words, sometimes we feel, are such arresting words which not only hinder our enjoyment in life, but also hinder other people from enjoying their life. These words used by the parents, by the teachers, by the friends are such words that they put such impediments, such obstacles in the enjoyment of life that they can never really appreciate it later on, even when they want to ignore that word, but those words are so ingrained in the psyche. One such word is should. If there is one word in English language, and of course, its translations in the other languages, which I detest, is should. It's a pointless, meaningless, useless, waste of space word. And as a matter of fact, the very definition of the word is really not acceptable. If you look at the dictionary.com, you will find should, synonyms, must, ought to, and used to indicate duty, proprietary, expediency. You should not do that. You should not do this. There's always something which we feel we cannot and should not do. And why? Because of the fear of humiliation, a feeling of regret, having to explain ourselves to the others who have no right to ask for that explanation, and sometimes to ourselves. Should is a word which is an instrument of regret. Maybe some of these sounds which I'm going to call are very familiar to you. I should not have lashed out near the end of my last term relationship. He should not have been so sensitive that I should not have lashed out. I should really get a grip on life. People must think I'm unmotivated and stagnant. I shouldn't contact somebody very often. They might think I'm greedy or annoying. I should stop acting on my emotions because I regret it later on. I should try harder because my boss doesn't give me the time of the day. All these nonsensical emotions hinder our enjoyment of life. I should not do that. You should not do that. Good children don't do that. Should not do that. Some of these decisions, based on the word should, may not lead to the results that you want in life. And they would definitely not. But does it serve you to tag yourself on a conditional disclaimer to everything that you have said or done in the past? If you want to, as the great novelist, one of my favorites, Fitzgerald wrote, beat on, boards against the current, born against carelessly into the past. The great Gatsby. But anyway, just imagine that everything you want to do, the way you want to breathe, the way you want to sit, the way you want to stand, the way you want to talk, the way you want to read, is always some super boss saying, you should not do that. Thou shalt not do it. The Bible is full of the words shalt not or shall. Gita, Granth, everything. You should not do that. You should not. It doesn't mean you should not live. So constrained is a life that the word should, imprisoning, arresting as it is, kills us, kills the initiative. In word, in real word I'm talking about, without prohibitions, without flappers, without speakeasies, jazz, glare, it doesn't serve you to caveat your life with should if you want to experience life in its moment, in its fullest. The life has to be lived to the least. Each moment has to be enjoyed, even the moment of extreme pain and disease, because that experience is a part of you. And you will never get that again, possibly. That pain you may never get again. The disease you may never get again. The love you may never get again. The affection you may never get again. Each and everything has to be lived in the fullest. Good or bad is immaterial. And that is mindfulness. And that gives you joy. And because you are accepting everything. So since you have got to live everything at the fullest and the completest, as I'll call it, then why the arresting, obstructionist, impedimentous wall of should? It's not easy to remove this seemingly harmless word from your vocabulary because you have been programmed like that. The day you are born, you have been told should not. You have been conditioned. Your reflexes are so manipulated by your parents, then by your siblings, then by your teachers, then by your leaders, that you have stopped thinking like human beings. You are almost more than 70% robots whose remote is in the hand of somebody else. And they have transferred that remote to yourself, to your mind, by this word should. If the things don't go according to a plan, the way it should be, you'll blame yourself. I should not have done it. If I had not done this, the result would have been this. It's almost as if you are always justifying yourself, what you actually are. Human beings with emotions and flaws. So if your flaw is there, it's there. Tell me a single human being who doesn't have a flaw. So why should I should come in? If a flaw is there, enjoy that flaw. Only then would you be able to understand the real life. The truth is that we'll continue to make occasionally wrong decisions. We'll keep on making decisions which make us regret later on. We'll lash out when we feel emotions. If we are angry, we lash out. If we are sad, we'll weep. And remain stagnant in our unfavorable environment. Why? Because of the fear of change. We send countless messages and letters to the people who do not respond, or even lie to ourselves to remove ourselves from uncomfortable situations. We lie to ourselves. Lying to the others, okay. Sometimes it's quite possible you might have to do it. But when you lie to yourself, you are essentially not a human being. And if you're not a human being, what are you? Again, as I said, a robot with no control on yourself. I say we should do all the things. More hypocrisy, I'm just making it a point. When I say you should do it, I mean you should do it of your own volition. We should make mistakes. Why? Simply when you make a mistake, you learn from it and move forward. If you don't make a mistake, how would you move forward? Go, learn, fall. A child who doesn't fall would not learn to walk properly. And the parents who are too much of doing mollycoddling, who are too much protective, in fact, cripple their child mentally and physically. I've seen grown-up people, even now, they can't do anything for themselves. They run to their mom. I'll ask mom when you're a child, and that mom changes into your partner later on. I'll ask my wife, I'll ask my husband, who the hell are you? Why can't you ask yourself? That is a major issue that you're facing, and that stops you from enjoying your life. But why now? Right now, my step is to try and instill in the past, should have, could have, what if I had not, why didn't I say that, why didn't I do that? That line of thinking is killing, suicidal. As a matter of fact, it's illogical and it's anti-human. I won't call it inhuman. I'll call it anti-human, because the human being by its very nature is adventurous and is not afraid of falling. And that is why Galileo, when he was asked to recant that the earth doesn't move around the sun, he recanted, and then he said, but still it moves. So the line of thinking has two aspects. One, no bindings. Do what your heart tells you to do. Trust your gut. Should have, could have, if I had done that, if I had done that, if I had said that, if I had not said that. Why did he not do it? Why did she not do it? That line of thinking is illogical. It's a diseased mind. It's a cancerous mind. Cancer to the growth and enjoyment. And it's time to throw the logic out of the window. Analyze life less and live it more. Don't analyze your experiences or your actions. What is done is done. The past is dead, bury it. The future is yet to be, don't care about it. What the present is, do that. So don't analyze your life. Live it. Live it to the least. And I don't know about you, but I am ready to think for myself. Not under the opinion of or reins of anybody else. And that's why when the people send me the quotations from the so-called great people, I throw them, I consider the quotations of the other people to be vomit. Because that means you cannot think for yourself. I know it's not easy. The way you have been programmed as a robot, you keep on thinking as a robot, and half the people might be saying it, well, look here, I'm saying something which is not correct. I should not be saying that. But your parents, your teachers, your leaders, your religious leaders are basically all criminals in enslaving your mind. They are the same thing what the Britishers did to India, what the French did to Guinea and Africa. Enslaved. But those people enslaved physically. These people, your parents, teachers, leaders, religious gurus, saints, have enslaved you mentally. I don't say that's easy to do so, as I said. But then, without being caught, I also often stumble. But the next goal should be not to stumble and catch myself. So, tension is not what to do. Tension is about who I am. I am my boy. I'm not unafraid. And it's not what you do, it's what you are. And you are a human being without in any way being imprisoned by the cautionary notes of what you should do, should not do. Banish this word from your dictionary in case you want to live and enjoy life. Live you would, exist you would. As I normally say, mere breathing, mere eating, mere walking is not life. Insects also breathe, ants also move, worms also eat. How is that? If you are a Homo sapien, if you are a human being, you are much more than that. Live life. Drink the cup of life to the extreme without thinking of what the outer limitations are. And when you stop thinking of should or shouldn't, ought and ought not to, you'll be a happier person. You'll be a better person. You'll really be enjoying life. And the journey of life would be much more pleasant, much more happier. I stress that should is going to be a taboo word for you. I'm not saying you should ignore it. You have to ignore it if you want to enjoy life. Thank you.